Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. A full moon is here. And today I want to share with you some symptoms you may experience on the intuitive level because of the energies that are present right now. So firstly, this full moon is called a blood moon because the earth is positioned directly between the moon and the sun. So it is hiding the moon from the sunlight. And at different moments, it can take on shades of orange, yellow and brown, and that's why it is called a blood moon. It's also a supermoon, which means that it appears a bit larger and brighter than usual. It is at its closest point to Earth in its orbit, and that's why it makes like a special effect. If at the night time you're observing it, it feels like it's a bit brighter, a bit bigger. And because of today's energies, because this full moon is in the zodiac sign of Scorpio, and Scorpio's ruling planets are Pluto and Mars, it is bringing us a truly interesting energy when it comes to self-transformation. So if Pluto, the planet Pluto, is representing the unknown or unconscious parts of life. It is representing ending and beginning, so therefore it is representing a certain transformation. And Mars is bringing us more of that higher energy, which can make us more energetic, more passionate. And it is also bringing fearlessness. So it's a truly powerful combination when it comes to transformation, when it comes to greater understanding of who we want to become, and what parts of your unconscious self are blocking that transformation you're about to experience. So the symptoms you may be experiencing right now can be certain unconscious triggers. For example, firstly, what is unconscious trigger? Let's say that a certain event happens or a certain situation happens in your life and you hold a negative thought about that certain situation. As soon as you think that negative thought, when you perceive that, your unconscious mind will create an image out of it and your body will react according to that image. So if a negative thought creates an image of that event, that's how your body will feel like. It will feel stressed, it will feel anxious, it will feel overwhelmed. And that process starts with a trigger, which is a negative thought towards a certain event or certain experience. So at times like this right now, it is important to understand that those triggers are actually our points of awareness of what is blocking our transformation. Triggers are helping us to understand more of our unconscious selves. So recognize what is triggering you in your life and ask yourself what kind of beliefs you hold within about those things. People can trigger you. Certain words people use can trigger you. Whatever it is. Ask yourself what kind of beliefs you hold within about that person, about those words. Maybe when you were a little kid, your mother or your father was using that word and you've developed a belief which is not supporting that, which is completely okay, it's fine, but once you become more aware of it, you will be less controlled by it, right? Every time we become more aware of something which is not serving us anymore, it's much easier to let go of it. And in other words, you can't let go of something you're not even aware of. So if certain unconscious triggers are becoming more active right now, it's because your body is reminding you, hey, take care of that. Take care of that because it is controlling your behaviors, your decisions. And our life is made by tiny little choices we make moment by moment. And that's how we actually take our power back, because we start living our lives more consciously. We start making decisions more consciously. So this is a huge step towards transformation that you are experiencing right now. Because this is a lunar eclipse, as I mentioned before, also in that previous video about the full moon. We are at an important stage of our lives where we leave behind something old, something which is not serving us anymore, and we step into the next chapter of our lives. So another symptom that may appear in your life is a strong need to do something you were putting aside for some time, or you were procrastinating on for some time, but could hugely affect your transformation or a greater understanding of yourself. Are you experience something like that? It may be like, because I see in the comments, often there's many artists here in the community. Obviously, I'm sharing my art with you often, and sometimes it can inspire you, or you were artists before and maybe you feel related to this content. So maybe there can be a certain vision that you have with your art, or with your job, or with your business, whatever it is. But you're procrastinating on it because certain beliefs you still hold within your subconscious mind are not supporting that vision. So ask yourself, who would you become if there would be no limited ideas about possibility of experiencing that? Who would you be without fears connected with your dreams or vision for the future? And truly ask yourself how often you procrastinate on initiating that wanting plan, wanting idea, just because you still hold within this beliefs which are not supporting that. That's why maybe you've started to feel a strong need to do what you were putting aside. Because again, your body is reminding you, hey, if you truly want to experiencing that, you need to let go of what is not supporting it. Right? And often people may feel a bit anxious because deep inside they know what they need to do, but they are not doing that. So the question is always why we are not doing that. Why we actually consciously decide to distract ourselves rather than to do what we want to do. And if we truly pay attention to why we are doing that, we recognize that maybe we're afraid to step into the unknown, right? And because Pluto can influence us right now to become more aware of the unknown, recognize more of your unconscious patterns, which are actually causing you to be afraid of the unknown. Unknown can be a beautiful place, but your beliefs may not support that. Therefore, you are afraid of it, because in the unknown there may be something negative. But what if the unknown is actually a field of potentials, and by your beliefs and thoughts which you are consistently repeating to yourself, you are choosing the potential in the unknown field of possibilities. Ask yourself, my friends, what you want to experience, and find out what kind of beliefs would help you to embody a greater trust for those potentials. What kind of beliefs would help you to gain a greater trust or greater clarity over what you want to experience? And maybe it will help you if you read a book from somebody who went through a similar process that you're going through. For example, at the beginning, when I was getting more familiar with business and all the official things you need to take care of behind running a business, to me it was really helpful if I read a book from somebody who started entrepreneurship, for example, learn everything, how to take care of the paperwork, of the taxes, and all that background work. And because of that, I've gained greater clarity over what I need to do and how can I start. It's same with art, it's same with marketing, it's same with YouTube channel or whatever it is. But the main point is that you reconnect or realign yourself with your intuition. And your intuition may be much stronger right now because of that great alignment between sun, moon, and the earth. It is in a great alignment, and if you imagine like you would put your brain and your heart into a great alignment as well, you would be one with that cosmic event. And that's what we call heart-brain coherence, which is coming from HeartMath Institute. And it is a powerful moment when we get more clear over what we want to do. And some of those maybe spiritual practices like self-awareness practices, or even deep conversations with yourself, with your journal, or with somebody with whom you can get into more that soulful conversation, can help you to get into that greater coherence with your soul so you can understand yourself better. Because those are the moments where we experience those aha moments where we recognize, oh, that's why I was blocking myself. And we start wondering, well, who would I be without those limitations? And suddenly we experience an intense sense of inspiration. We recognize, oh yeah, that's possible. That's definitely possible. Let's move on. Another symptom that you may experience right now is clarity over what you need to let go of. I've mentioned it before, but it's truly important. Once we recognize, well, I want to let go of those habits. And many people are pulling themselves down because they constantly think they are depressed, or they are sad, or the bad things are happening to them, or they feel uninspired. But there's actually a pattern which is leading us to feeling that way, to thinking that way. And recognizing the patterns, the tiny little choices, or the beliefs or thoughts which are leading us into feeling the way we feel, we can recognize a greater clarity over what we need to let go of. And this Scorpio's energy right now is really supporting that process. So pay close attention to what you feel like you need to let go of and write it down. Because, as I mentioned before, and I always say that to you, you can only let go of something you are aware of. As soon as you will become aware of something which may have negative effects on your life, it will lose its power, because now you're conscious about it. Now every time those patterns, those actions, those habits will start controlling your behaviors, you will be able to pause yourself and do something which may be healthier for you. If you will have enough of willpower, enough of that inner strength, you will change it for something better. Depends on how much your transformation is important to you. So pay attention, write it down what you need to let go of so you can create space for something new, maybe something brighter, something better, whatever it is. And another symptom you may experience right now is also clarity over what is truly important to you and what you need on a personal level in order to be the greatest version of yourself for you and for people around you. So every time we recognize what we need to let go of, at the same time we need to know what we actually want, because therefore we can initiate the transformation, right? So we stop repeating the old cycles. To gain a greater clarity over what is truly important to you, you need to be honest with yourself. You need to find things which are resonating with you. You need to in tune with your intuition and find what you truly love to do, find what is really, vibing with you, what is uplifting you. And those can also be things which are hard, of course. Those can be things which you're afraid of, but deep inside you know that they will have a truly positive effect on your life. So don't choose things just based on how much fear is involved into a decision, but actually recognize or ask yourself what kind of effect that thing would have on your life on a long term. And if you can sense positive effects, this is the right thing to do. That's how, your intuition is always choosing things which will have positive effects on your life. So whatever it is that you will find that is really important to you, so you can be the greatest level of yourself. Firstly, for yourself, we're talking on the personal level. It may be like choosing people with whom we are spending our time with. We're choosing hobbies, or the job that you're doing, or maybe the business idea. Sometimes people start working on certain business just because of money. But what if you would find a business which would at the first place fulfill you? At the second place, it would still provide you maybe unlimited financial income, or whatever it is. If we recognize that we are actually the creators of our lives, then the most important step in this process is to gain greater clarity over what we actually want to create, and to recognize what is controlling our decisions, which brings us back to our beliefs and habits, beliefs are coming from consistently repeated thoughts, and habits are coming from consistently repeated actions. And there we have a pattern which is developing our life's experiences, right? So I would say to you to become aware of your values that you're holding in right now. What you're valuing the most right now. Is it inner peace, inner harmony, inner fulfillment, money, health, love, relationships, whatever it is? Think about that. Write it down. Gain greater clarity over it. So you can gain a greater understanding over your vision for the future, over your goals for the future. And you will see that will create a huge transformation in your life. Then the other thing you need to do is just to put things you've learned into action. Just start behaving the way that will truly be aligned with the future self, with your future self, and everything will start working in your favor. The whole universe always conspires to make things happen for you once you put things into work, right? So, my friends, this is it for today. I hope you're having fun on this full moon lunar eclipse. Powerful energy is present, and celebrate it. Celebrate your transformation, celebrate your deepest fears, celebrate your triggers, because they are teaching you more of what you need to let go of and more of what you need to become aware of. Of course, some of those things are a bit unpleasant, right? So it's important to take time with that, to be patient with ourselves, and to recognize that we are a work in progress. So it's all okay if we fall off, it's all okay if we feel sad, it's all okay if we lose the spark. We only lose the spark, the inspiration, whatever. So we would learn to connect back with it until we become so good at that we will always know how to get back into that flow state, right? And that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. Have a beautiful day and see you in the next one. One love.